Hi, thank you for watching Chittarupa Yoga and Fitness. I'm Laura Wilson, 200-hour certified yoga instructor. Today, we're going to use a ball for our deep stretches. If you don't have one, it's fine. It just helps enhance some of the work that we're going to do today. So when you're ready, go ahead. Let's find a seat. We're going to begin an easy seat, or for more effectiveness in this particular opening series, I'm going to recommend lightning bolt pose. And that is just sitting on our feet. As long as your ankles and knees are okay with this. Otherwise, stay in that easy seat. And let's begin with the ball at our belly. And we're going to start with it right at our navel. And let's just begin with our eyes closed. Inhaling and exhaling through our nose. And just letting our belly push the ball out. And then letting the ball push the belly in very gently. And just checking in with how we're feeling, adjusting our seat if we need to. And we're going to begin to add some movement. Inhale up, let's exhale and just come forward. So if we're in this lightning bolt posture, the ball is pressing into our belly. It's massaging our internal organs, improving our digestion, maybe making it a little hard to breathe. So let's breathe into the top of our lungs. And if you have a pillow or a blanket or something, you can place that underneath the ball if you're in easy seat. And that'll help give the same effect. Probably feeling our heartbeat a little bit here because we're pressing on a major artery. And if you get dizzy, just come on back up. Let's go ahead and bring it up and just begin to inhale here. And exhale, folding forward over the ball. Again, letting it press into our navel, massaging everything in there, stimulating our immune system. A lot of lymph collects in our belly, and this is one way to get it to move and flow. So let's go ahead and bring it forward. Inhale up, and we're going to take the ball behind our neck and just begin to let our head roll back over the ball, pressing it gently into the nape of our neck, opening our elbows, and again, adjusting our seat if we need to. We can switch to our easy seat, or if you've been compressing the legs a bit there, maybe even taking the legs out. So adjust as necessary, or stay wherever you are. And let's lengthen up tall here, and we're just going to take a side bend straight to the side, any amount. And let's come back up tall, and we're going to take it to the other side. And try it with different variations of the legs. Bring it up. So let's begin to take this a little bit deeper. See if we can find more opening here. Ball pressing to the ceiling. Other side. So let's come up, and we're going to take one leg forward. And we're just going to roll the ball forward. Let our nose come toward our knee. Another option is to let our head come to the ball right here on our leg. But thinking about elongating out and over, we can even bring the ball to our chest. And just seeing how deep we can go in this pose. Take a few deep breaths here. Thinking about sinking with each exhale. See if we can release into the back of our leg. If we want to go deeper, we can flex our foot up. Now let's sit up on here nice and long. Inhale, and let's exhale, taking the ball to the outside of our hip. So keeping our spine tall, reaching for the ceiling, taking a gaze out over our shoulder. Nice deep breaths. And let's unwind back to the center And now we're going to cross this leg over the other, and we're going to take the ball underneath our knee and come forward. So depending on how open we are in our hips, we may find that we want to roll the ball back a little further, and that'll give us a little more sensation in that hip. So just breathe here, relaxing through both feet, but mainly that top foot. And again, let's use our sinking breath. Exhale and sink. See if we can get closer to our leg with each exhale. Still breathing through our nose. Now let's lengthen up. We're going to lift the ball. We're going to take that same twist that we did before with an option to cross this leg over, lift up, inhale, and take the elbow to the outside of the knee. So either way that we want to do it. We can also go back to that first option that we did. Still staying tall. Let's come back to the center. We'll take our legs wide this time. Adjusting. Let's come back to the ball behind the neck, opening up elbows back. And let's take it over to one side, straight to the side here. Lengthening up and over to the other side. Now let's lift up, lengthening, and this time we'll take the elbow over the leg. Let's lift up, lengthen, and then go over the other leg. And then back to the center. So let's take the other leg forward this time. And we'll begin either just rolling the ball out, taking it underneath our head, or underneath our chest. So just kind of find what works on this side. Remember, each side is different. So whatever we did on the other side, let's let go of any expectation about what might happen on this side. Sinking with our exhales. Maybe flexing our foot, getting a little deeper. Now let's release, reaching up, lengthening tall, exhale and twist. See if we can get that ball up to our hip, turning our gaze out over our shoulder. Breathing deeply, thinking about on our inhales, lifting up tall, exhale, twisting further. Let's unwind. We'll cross that leg over the other, and we can always just take that forward fold here. Again, ball underneath our knee. We're a little closer to our hip, up under our thigh. And just let our breath help us sink forward, relaxing both feet. See if we can still breathe very deeply. And on an inhale, let's lift up. Again, staying right here, or crossing that leg over, lifting the knee. Let's inhale long. Exhale, elbow to outside of the knee, or ball to outside of the hip, or right back at that starting position, same twist we did before. Lengthening up and twisting around. And again, we may find that we need to adjust our body in any of these poses. Let's unwind back to the center, and we're going to bring our legs together, turn sideways on the mat, and let's roll all the way down to the floor. And just take a moment here to orient ourselves to being on the floor. And for these next few, we're going to take the ball and squeeze it between our thighs. So up toward the knees or closer in toward the center. Let's take our hands down by our side, and we're going to walk our feet out until we can touch our fingertips and our heels. And from here, let's push into the floor. We're going to lift up, finding our bridge pose. So what we've got here is our thighs are squeezing in on the ball, keeping them in a proper hip alignment, and activating those inner thigh muscles that tie up into our core muscles, allowing us maybe a little more opening in this pose than normal. We always want to think about that alignment and the activation of all these synergistic muscles as they grow up and lift. We should be able to find a full 3-part breath here, filling up every bit of our core. On our next exhale, let's lower down, and we're going to take our feet into the air, still squeezing our ball. So we have options here. We want to work our core a little bit. We can interlace hands behind our head, take it to a little pelvic tilt here, a little crunch, reverse crunch maybe, or we can just remain still. We can also take this in circles, working from our navel. Try both directions. We can also flex and point our feet, trying some range of motion exercises there. Just kind of play around with it, find your own thing. We can even add little squeezes to work our thighs. Now let's go ahead and lower down. We'll bring the soles of our feet together, let our knees open up, and give everything a little break there. Let's return to some mindful breathing into our belly. Inhale, push the ball up. Exhale, let it sink in. And let's go ahead and place that ball back. Get ourselves set for our bridge again. Lift and open. Maybe even turning our palms up this time, getting a little more opening. Breathing deeply. And we'll lower down from here. Let's hug our knees in, squeezing our ball, opening up. And let's lower our knees all the way over to one side, letting them come all the way down, making sure we've got both shoulders down, and we can even turn our head over to the other side. So just breathing here as best we can, relaxing into this pose. Seeing if we can release in our spine. Keep squeezing on the ball. Really trying to draw that upper knee over. We can even help it with our hand. Getting a little more intensity in our pose. And let's come back to the center. Take a big long stretch here, lengthening our spine. And let's bring the ball back, squeezing it between our thighs, open up, and let's go to the other side. Same thing, we want to wiggle and get both shoulders down, maybe turn our head to the other side. Just drawing ourselves over. Making sure we can breathe. We can always back out of this a little bit if we can't breathe. It's going to be a little weird to breathe in a twist just because we're pressing against our lungs and our diaphragm here. Remember, we can add that assistance of our other hand if we want to get a little bit deeper here. Making sure to breathe. Now let's release back to the center. And we're going to look at one more pose, our fish pose. And for that, we're going to lift up, placing the ball underneath our shoulder blades so that we can relax back over the ball. Adjusting our arms wherever it feels right for the most opening. And this is a very deep chest opening pose here, but a restorative variation that we're going to look at and explore more deeply in next week's video. So look for that, supported fish pose. But here we should have access to some deep breaths because we're opening up and not squeezing on any of those internal organs. So take advantage of this moment. Deep breaths. So some people like the feeling of this pose, other people do not. So it's just a thing. If you're one of those who likes it, go ahead and stay here. And if not, let's just roll over to our side, remove it for a moment. And just take Shavasana for a few breaths. So wherever we are, breathing and opening, sinking, just getting in touch with our body, in touch with our mind, cultivating a little stillness in each. Let's begin to breathe naturally. And let's just wiggle our fingers and toes. Feel free to pause the video and stay here longer, especially if you are in that fish pose. Otherwise, let's just kind of move and stretch here. We're going to hug our knees, rolling over to one side. I'm just using our top hand to press ourselves up. And just come back to a comfortable sitting position. And just taking a moment here to check in with how we're feeling. Taking a deep inhale. And let's exhale, hands to our heart. Thank you for joining me today. And remember, if you like the video, please hit that like button underneath, subscribe to the channel, and leave me some comments. Let me know if you have any questions, any kind of comments that you want to make. Just leave them in those comment section below the video. Namaste.